ideas. So let us begin our healing class this morning. So as always, we begin just in shoulder width posture. Shoulder width, just allow your arms to hang down naturally. Look down the outside of your arm and see if that coordinates with the outside of your foot. That gives you an idea of a generous open shoulder width. And then just knees very soft, back nice and straight, chin gently tucked in. And we're just going to move from the very core of the body. So a gentle, nice, easy turn. Just releasing the back bit by bit. If you just carry on, my neighbour seems to be a little bit busy today. I'll just it's all gone a bit dark, but I'm sure you can still see me okay. Not doing anything exciting today. We're just going to run through our Lachi session. We're going to look at the extraordinary channels. It's quite a dramatic name, isn't it? So there's a standard set of acupuncture channels that we use in acupuncture and in Qigong, but there are also some meridians that run through the body that are unique to Shineng Qigong, really. You know, they're not used in any other way. And so we'll just look at those 5 channels that move around the body and how we use them today. Okay, so just gently moving from the core of the body, really concentrating on your waist, keeping the shoulders as relaxed as possible, the elbows and the wrists relaxed. Gentle, easy turn. Let's move on to the second phase of this exercise then. So we go a little bit more slowly. We start to go a little bit further. Use your neck. Gently open up. Stretching the spine a little more. Feel the whole of your spine slowly opening. Nothing to do, nothing to think of, just here and now. Just remember, if you find yourself feeling a little bit lightheaded, you can always just use your mind to move your chi downwards in your body. Yi Dao, Qi Dao. Where the mind goes, the chi follows. Think about your toes. Contact your toes against the ground. Feel the pad of each toe as it gently presses. Squeeze your toes as if you're clinging onto the earth. And think about how it feels. Experience each toe. Experience the ball of your foot. Really put your mind into the ball of your foot. Put the mind deep into the pads of your toes. And slowly, your attention moves downwards and the chi follows it down and you'll feel less dizzy. Okay, so let's allow this exercise to slowly come to a stop. And if you have felt lightheaded, then this next part will balance out as well. So slow down to a stop. Let the body completely stop. Occasionally you feel a little bit of movement in the belly, let that stop. Plug the hands into the earth, lift chi up. And then gently pour the chi down through your body. So from the head, drawing the chi down deep into the chest, moving the chi down deep into the belly. Then relaxing, letting the chi flow on down. So the target is the belly. First mission is to draw this beautiful chi from the heavens through our heads, deep into our chests, and let it gather deep inside our bellies. And then we release the hands and the chi flows on down the legs into the ground. Go again. And pull. Draw the chi deep into your belly. Really feel it gathering there. And then as you release your hands, the chi flows on down, connecting it to the ground. Okay, so let's go into our forward bend session then. So we gently lift the hands up. And as we let them down, we're just going to follow the hands down. So draw them down, moving chi through the head, moving chi deep into the chest, moving chi deep into the belly. As we release the hands, we can just gently sink and head on down. Whole body relaxes its way down. Knees stay soft. Back of the neck relaxes. Nice and easy. Let the whole thing just gently hang there. Okay, so we softly stretch towards our toes and then release towards the roots of our toes. And then we release, working towards the insteps and gently release, working towards the heels. Relax, release, body hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind. Tailbone pushes towards the front of the body. The spine curls up and the head, the arms, the ears roll up afterwards. We stretch up into the blue sky. Release the knees and hips forward as you lean back. Stretching up and gently back. Up and back. Up and gently back. Hands up into the blue sky. Let's do some side bends. Drift down on the left-hand side. Drifting down on the right-hand side. Down on the left. Down on the right. Good. Then lift up on the right-hand side. Go through again. Tipping over just the top part of the spine. So it's just the 7 cervical vertebrae that tip over. The rest of the body stays straight. When the arms are parallel to the floor, you can then arc into the upper back, middle back,
Lower back and let the whole thing relax down, settle, sink. Back of the neck is nice and easy. Gently towards the toes. And release. In line with the roots of our toes. And release. In line with our insteps. And release. Working back towards the heels. Body relaxes and hangs, tailbone lifts up behind, tailbone pushes to the front, spine rolls up, head, arms and ears roll up, gently draw up to full height, stretch up to the blue sky. Releasing knees and hips forward, you lean back, stretching up and gently back, up and back, once more, up and back, stretching the hands up. Do our side bends, down the left hand side, down on the right hand side, on the left, and on the right. Gathering up on the right hand side. Okay, let's begin again. So this time with a nice straight leg, tipping over head, arms and ears. Moving into the upper back, middle back, and the lower back. Let the body hang and relax, nice and easy. Gentle, easy breathing as we hold here, just keeping the legs as straight as possible. With the straight legs, that just allows our hamstrings to softly stretch open. Okay, so let's move gently towards the toes and release. Towards the roots of our toes and release. Working towards the instep and release. Working towards the heel. Body relaxes and hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind. Tailbone pushes to the front. Spine gently rolls up. Head, arms and ears gently come up. Stretch up into the blue sky. Back bends then. Softly back. And up. 2 and up. 3 and up. 4 and up. Side bends. Left hand down. Right hand down. Down on the left. Down on the right. And then draw the hands up into the blue sky. Let's run through the process one last time. Legs nice and straight. Tip over the head, the arms, the ears. And roll into the upper back, middle back, lower back. Just let everything settle and sink. Whole back relaxed. Sink gently towards the toes and release. Roots of the toes and release. Insteps and release. Heels. Relax and release. Body hangs. Tailbone lifts up behind. Tailbone pushes to the front. Spine gently rolls up. Head, arms and ears follow. Draw up into the blue sky. Stretch. Release knees and hips forward. You lean back. Stretching up and gently back. up and back, up and back, up into the blue sky. Left hand arcs down, right hand gently down. Down on the left, down on the right. Lift the hands up above, allow the chi just to flow for a few moments, pouring through the body. Release the hands, gather chi. Allow the chi to move through your body, deep inside, all the way to the belly, connecting down into the earth below. Gathering chi and pouring chi. Gather and pour. Let's just gather one more time. Bring the chi back to the belly. Drawing the chi up. Gently flowing the chi downwards. Gathering the chi deep into the core of you. Holding the hands on the belly and just settling quietly into that state for a moment. Just relaxing. Body relaxes. So Dr. Pang has encapsulated all the ideas of his entire life's work into 8 lines. It's a standard Chinese poemic form in the same way as we have sort of 5-line limericks and sonnets and so forth. The Chinese have a standard poemic form which is 8 lines, 4 characters. And into that he's encapsulated everything important about Zheneng Qigong, the Qi state, the universe. And so in his 8 phrases are all the instructions we need to bring ourselves to a place of calm and quiet. This morning I'm going to sing it for you. I don't know how it'll work with this setting on Zoom. Hopefully it'll come out okay. So it goes like this in Chinese, and then we'll go through the English. Ding tian li di, sing song yi chong, wai jing de ji, shin chong mao go, yi nian bu qi, shen ju tai kong, shen yi jiao ti, jiu shen rong rong, jiu shen rong rong, jiu shen rong rong.
So Dr. Pang's 8 phrases. The first line suggests that you connect into the universe around you through the soles of your feet, deep into the core of the earth, from the top of the head up into the blue sky above. That suggests yin and yang. It suggests the kind of division of heaven and earth. Dr. Pang goes further than that. He says, if you go through the earth, there's blue sky on the other side. Beyond the blue sky in all directions, the universe. So when you think of connecting out, you think of connecting out in whatever way suits you, whatever way makes most sense. If you like the idea of blue sky, use that. Imagine dissolving downwards into the blue sky below, upwards into the blue sky above. Blue sky all around you, chi drawing deep inside. Same for the universe. If you like the idea of the stars out there in the Milky Way, out there in the vastness of the universe, this vast, untapped potential energy that can be put to use in your life, then allow yourself to dissolve to that vast degree. Allow yourself to bring back this incredible energy deep inside. So perhaps just down to the earth below and up into the heavens above is fine for you. Whatever works. Allow yourself to truly soften, open, and dissolve. Body relaxes, mind expands, the second line of the 8 phrases. It's so easy to say to people, relax. It's very difficult to get relaxed sometimes. But what we're trying to do is take up a stance that allows us to be soft and open. And so that's the next line. It speaks about a humble stance, an empty mind, a quiet mind. And so when we're talking about this relax idea, we're talking about soft, comfortable stance. What's sustainable for you? That's why I often say to you, have a chair behind you. If you can't stand, sit. It's fine. If you can't sit, lie down. Whatever it is that works for you. You have to find something you can sustain. And so that might mean making micro movements, adjusting your feet a tiny bit, adjusting your shoulders. I find from time to time that I lift the center of my chest up a little bit, just sort of breastbone up towards the blue sky, and that sort of straightens me out. Sometimes I get slightly sore between my shoulder blades. Often when you begin, you get sort of soles of the feet that go on fire, or they lose, they go into pins and needles. Sometimes you have to move your feet. That's fine. Although this standing Qigong sounds like it's a solid thing, it's a constant micro adjustment. So we think about those micro adjustments. I always laugh when I think about when I first learned standing Qigong, the 18 points of a good standing Qigong posture. And it left you so stressed, it was unbelievable. Things soften your ankles, relax your knees, let the tailbone sink down and move just a tiny bit forwards. Bring a long spine, lift up Bai Hui on top of the head, draw the chin gently back. Tummy's got to relax. No point in holding tension there. Chest gently softened. Shoulders gently relaxed. Arms softened, elbows and wrists softened. You've probably still got your hands in your tummy, but if you want, you can hold a ball out in front. Either way, we get this lovely, soft standing stance. And don't be afraid to make micro adjustments. So the first part of that idea was relax, and the second part of that idea was empty the mind. So sometimes the mind can be like a runaway horse bolting. You have to try and restrain it. Sometimes you're standing there and you've got 1,000 things that are worrying you. Oh my goodness, so many things going on. What can you do? Well, the first thing you can do is just take a breath. Tip of the nose, gentle breath in. Imagine the breath travels in. You can imagine it almost goes straight up your nostrils and into the center of your brain and illuminate your brain, calm and relax your brain with a sort of soft glow. So when you take your gentle breath in, you can just breathe into the center of your brain. When you breathe out, just imagine all the chi flowing down into your belly. So we can just do 2 or 3 simple, easy breaths just to stop the mind from getting too carried away. So when you find yourself with a busy mind, you can just think about the tip of your nose and gently draw a breath in through the nose. Imagine illuminating the center of your brain. And as you breathe out, you can let all the chi flow down through the core of your body, deep into your belly. Let your mind settle down there as well. So it's kind of bringing the mind back home. The third line, as I say, talks about the stance being relaxed and humble, the mind being quiet. The fourth line talks about the clarity of the mind. Sometimes we liken this to a mountain pool, beautiful, clear mountain pool of water, and it's gently reflecting the blue sky. So this idea that the mind stills like a mirror. The outside world comes knocking and you just gently reflect back. There's no kind of processes. We just let the mind settle and slow to a stop, as still as a mirror. And when things come to try and penetrate into your mind, it is reflected back, sent away. This quietened mind, lovely, still, like still, deep, cool water. The next story, embedded in the 8 phrases, is about dissolving your body. But first of all, we kind of scan the body. So it's always a good idea to scan through your body, see how things are getting on. So let's use this image I often use of the mind being like a lighthouse. If you imagine your lighthouse tall and at the top is the light revolving around. So now we use that light to scan through our body. You can imagine sending light down through your neck and down through your shoulders and down through your arms, all the way to your fingertips. Scanning through there. What are we looking for? We're looking for anything that doesn't feel comfortable. The shoulders, do they need to be bathed in light? Your elbows, perhaps they need illuminating. Space in the wrists needs opening up. Illuminating all the way to your fingers. So we think about the shoulders as like a ball joint, the elbows as a ball joint, and the arms as being hollow. And we can just flow this chi inside them, sending the chi all the way down, hollow fingers. Illuminate inside everything in your arm. So next, we can use our light to illuminate the neck. Feel the whole neck and illuminate your spine. So let's allow this chi to flow from the head, the brain, the mind, the consciousness really, all the way down the neck, illuminating your neck and your thyroid and your throat and all those things. Anything there that needs sending some chi and love, that's great. And then we can go down the spinal column. Allow the chi to flow all the way down to the tailbone. Illuminate your spinal column. While you're illuminating the spine, we know that the ribs kind of come off the spine, so let's just go around the ribs as well. You're going to illuminate your rib cage. Let's continue with the sort of the physical structure, bones and so forth. So we can, from the head, illuminate down the spine and illuminate into your hips. So what's there? Hip joints. They're like a ball joint, so we sort of open those up and fill those with chi. Into the pelvic girdle. Allow all that to be strong and filled with chi. The bottom of the spine, all the tailbone and the sacroiliac joint and so forth. Illuminate all of that with chi as well. Feel you can fill it with energy. We always have this little idea of the tailbone softly tucked forward. So you can make your chi tailbone gently tucked forward, sit down a little bit. Let's extend our light on from the brain, down the spine, through the hips. What about your thigh bones? So the thighs are the biggest bones in the body. Inside them, there's amazing marrow, deep inside, where the red blood cells and the white blood cells are born. Not just your thighs and every bone, but the thighs, they've got massive amounts of marrow in them. So think inside your bones. Imagine using your thigh bones as a kind of sample, if you like, for all of the other bones in the body. Imagine going deep inside and seeing all these millions and billions of red and white blood cells. The marrow, red, healthy, deep inside. All of these beautiful cells being created. The white blood cells, so much part of the immune system, so we allow them to flow around the body well, supporting our immune. So imagine every bone in the body like this, deep red marrow inside, blood being manufactured, white blood cells being manufactured, the immune system being strong, able to fight off anything. And of course, the bone structure of the thigh is strong as well. So our bones are a sort of interesting honeycomb with calcium and various other things. But just imagine that the structure is really strong in your bones. So we tend to know that, when we get older, there can be some sort of degradation of the bones. It's often acidity that breaks down the calcium. Let's keep our body completely alkaline. Let's fill our bones with calcium and strength. Feel that strong strength thigh bones and thigh muscles keeping you standing upright. Working into your knees. Often the knees can become a problem. So if we just imagine opening inside the knee, little knee joint opening, space growing inside, everything really moving easily and softly inside the knees. Down into the calves. The poor calf works so hard, we don't even notice the calf muscles. So we just imagine the calf muscle expanding. We go deep inside the calf bones, feel the blood cells, feel the immune strong, the calf muscle strong, pumping blood around the body. Then we go into our ankles and our Achilles. Sometimes we can end up with sore Achilles, sore ankles. Illuminate the joint there, make the muscles strong and long and flexible, and then down into the little bones of your feet, all the way to the tips of the toes, the soles of your feet. So we feel the whole body. We can scan through the whole body. Now let's go back and work on the thorax. So your upper chest, middle chest, and the lower part of the thorax into your kind of abdomen and so forth. Let's just scan through there, scanning through from your throat and into your lungs. Feel your heart. Feel all of your intestines from your mouth all the way down. Feel into your kidneys, your bladder. Feel into your spleen and pancreas, your liver and gallbladder. Just feel all of these organs inside. If there's one that you think feels weaker than the others, you can imagine sending chi deep inside, filling every organ with chi, an abundance of energy. We want the blood to flow really well through our organs. So imagine our organs deep inside, incredibly healthy, blood and chi flowing well. Imagine your whole digestive system working really strongly. Imagine the urinary system working really well. And then just think about yourself as a nervous system. There's a nerve everywhere. Nerves in your face and down your eyes, and nerves all the way down your spine into your arms to your fingertips, down from the spine into all the organs, nerves running down the spine into the legs, down the legs into your toes. Everything. Nerves everywhere. Just see this incredible nervous system and imagine everything working well, everything strong. So the nerves have all got what are called myelin sheaths. It's kind of like an insulation around the outside of each nerve. So imagine those strong, connecting, protecting, keeping the nervous system healthy. So there it is, digestive system, all the organs, the nervous system, the urinary system, everything working well. We can just beam into our senses, smell in our eyes, taste in our hearing, sixth sense perhaps, everything working well. What about the skin? It's the biggest organ of your whole body. Imagine your skin glowing, everything working well. From deep inside the core of your bones, right out to the skin, everything in perfect working order. Nails, hair, teeth, all of the systems that are connected to our organs, like the hearing, the smell, eyesight, all of these things, strong, touch, taste, everything strong. Reproductive system, strong. Every aspect of you as a human. So now, having checked through the body, if there is anything that you found that you feel worried about, let's say you're worried about your kidneys or you're worried about your knees, whatever it might be, send a beam of light into that area. Illuminate that area with chi. Imagine you can fill the whole thing with chi, make it glow with energy. Turn your attention to healing deep inside that part of the body. And then move your mind away back to the belly. You can always just take that breath in through your nose. Move the mind deep into the belly. And that's all that's really required for the healing process. You just acknowledge that something's not quite right. You just acknowledge that it might need a bit of love and a bit of healing. You turn your attention to it and fill it full of chi. And then we take our minds away and let the body do the rest. The body intelligence, it knows. The next idea in Dr. Pang's 8 phrases is dissolve. So when we talk about dissolve, we can just dissolve our chi into the chi around us. Perhaps when you were a kid, you remember 1960s Star Trek, and they stand in their transporters and there's a kind of zhuzh noise, and they all sort of turn into a spangle of stars. They get moved off to another planet. Just imagine yourself being able to dissolve like that. Imagine your whole body just gently dissolving into the chi around you. It doesn't matter how you visualize it. Perhaps the body just gently starts to merge. Perhaps it just becomes a little bit more translucent, step by step, till eventually you just start to merge with the background chi. Eventually you just start to become one with nature. Eventually you soften into the chi field, letting go at the deepest level of you. Is there any part of you that doesn't want to dissolve? Why? What's going on with it? Examine it. Let it go. So where do we dissolve to? Not just letting go of the structure that holds us together is great. Because if we allow ourselves to open and become part of the chi field around us, we're already on to the first step of healing ourselves. Because as soon as we let go, we're starting to let go of our problems as well. So if you had a problem with your heart, when we let go, the heart just dissolves into chi. The problem just dissolves into chi. You're not going to bring that problem back. You don't need it anymore. That's an interesting little sideline. Sometimes we define ourselves by our illnesses. Sometimes we define ourselves by our medication. We're going way beyond those concepts now. Some people say, oh, I'm a cancer person, I'm a Parkinson's person. Oh, wow. Do you really want to be part of that family? What you want to say is, I'm a Qigong person, I'm a healthy person, I'm working well. And so We'll let go of the old stories as well. Don't want to stay with those labels anymore. When you're dissolving into nature, you're just becoming a natural person. I'm a natural person, dissolved into nature. Open. The wind blows, it gently blows through you. You're open, whole body relaxed. So where does your mind want to expand to? Perhaps you can expand yourself just out into the nature chi of your garden, something like that. Perhaps you want to be more ambitious and expand yourself out into the blue sky. How lovely. Imagine the whole of you out in the blue sky. Sometimes people find it scary to go any further. Sometimes people find it scary to go any further in their room. Don't be afraid. You can always come back. And so if you find yourself worrying about expanding out into the vastness of the universe because you might get lost, that's never the case. You are always in control of this process. Just a little side note, sometimes our egos become very worried about us letting go. What'll it be like? Who'll be there? Will it be any fun? Gosh, that sounds like it's really boring. It sounds like it's really dangerous. These are all sort of ego ideas. The ego wants to be excited. The ego wants things to be going on. The ego wants to be in control of your life. It shouldn't be. It should just be a little tool. The ego is really just a mask. But when did the mask get super glued onto you? That's the problem. When you start to define yourself. I am a doctor. I am a mother. I am a teacher. I am whatever it is, You glue the mask on so thoroughly. Is that who you really are? Looking at our true selves here. Looking at our real, true selves. Are you really that story? You can be anything you want to be. You can put any mask on you want. That's how we navigate this extraordinary game we're playing. I'm going to put on my cloak of invisibility and move through this station with great ease. I'm going to put on my mask and become a teacher for an hour. Then we put it back in the box. But ultimately, we have to remember that we are pure consciousness. So move yourself gently away from the constructs of yourself. Let your ego go quiet. Let's see if we can just move ourselves back. Just imagine your body, and almost as if you could move yourself upwards and behind a few feet, and just imagine your body gently standing there as you look down. So sometimes people use this idea of higher self. But we can use this idea as being our consciousness and viewing Jeremy's body down there. So from a consciousness perspective, what does this body need to be fixed to make it better? So as this vast conscious being, you can use the resources of the universe and pour them into this body. Just imagine healing this body. So let's just do La Chi. You imagine that you're behind, above, a distance away, wherever you wish to be, and you see the body in front of you. You imagine your body. So now we're going to open the hands and feel the whole of that body gently dissolve. When we bring our hands back together, we're going to bring chi into that body to fix it. So really feel this detachment. Dissolve as you open your hands. Let the body just dissolve like Star Trek into nothing. And we bring our hands back. We just imagine the whole thing reforming perfect, everything working beautifully. When we open the hands, we say Kai. Kai means open. It also means dissolve. It also means let go. When we draw the hands back together again, We're bringing chi back from the universe to fill that body and heal that body. Let's just do La Chi for a few minutes. Gently open. And gently close. With her, we're sending healing information deep into that body you're watching, you're working with. Dissolving and letting go. Sending healing inside. Let's do a couple more. Just bring the hands to a stop for a moment or two. So we've got our mobile phones to thank for the next image. This idea that when you look at a picture on your mobile phone, you put your fingers together, you kind of pinch a point on the picture, and then you spread your fingers apart. And it allows you to zoom in or squeeze the fingers together, zoom in to go deep into a picture. So now imagine the body in front of you, that you can expand an area. You can really open into this particular part of the body. So let's say you feel that there's a problem in your lower back. You can imagine just looking at the body in front of you and then gently zooming in to maybe, the lower back, let's say, zooming right into between two vertebrae, to a disc that you think might have a problem, zooming into a trapped nerve, zooming into your knee joint, zooming into the heart, into the pericardium, the heart wall, into the valves that come out of the heart, the aortas. So whatever it is that you want to zoom into, just use that imagery that you can zoom in deep into a part of the body. And now we're going to do deeper healing. Kai and her again. Let the whole of the area and the problem gently dissolve as we say. Now we're going to bring healing chi back in. We just think of the area in perfect working order. So working at this micro level, dissolve, let everything go. Bring great energy back. Just pause for a moment. When we dissolve, we don't think of the problem again, we're just thinking of the area. So we don't keep on saying, my problem dissolve, my problem dissolve. It's only once. First time I was thinking about a little disc between some vertebra. I think, right, I'm going to dissolve that disc and I'm going to bring back a perfect working disc. After that, I'm just thinking about the whole area of the spine there that I'm working with. Gently dissolve, come back perfect. Gently dissolve, come back perfect. So we don't keep repeating that we have a problem. Just kind of nail it once and then after that, open and close. So let's keep on with our zoomed in visualization. You might want to move around the body to somewhere else. You might feel, okay, it just needed 2 or 3 goes. Now I can move on to another part. So don't be afraid to flit about the body. but use your own sense as to whether you've worked hard enough in that area. And you might find that what you need to do is to work on it every day for 3 weeks. And then one day you'll suddenly go, oh, that's all right. That doesn't need any more energy work. So you have to listen to your intuition with these things. Let's continue Kaiha for a few more. Dissolving at the deepest level. Bring the chi in to heal. We'll heal in this way a few more times. Two more times, just a little bit more quietly. And then just move twice more without any sound. So if you're still gently out of sight of your body, gently move back and inhabit our bodies once more, like putting on a suit deep inside. As we stand here, just feel into your feet for a moment. So I'm going to describe a point on your foot. It's behind the ball of your foot, before you get to the center of your foot. Let's just do a little bit of geography. Imagine the underside of your middle toe. And you move along the middle toe, heading towards the root of your middle toe. And then you go backwards and you find the ball of your foot. And imagine we sort of go, up the slope and down the other side towards the middle of the foot. And as we go down the other side of the ball of the foot, on the midline of the middle toe, that is where Hoyin, the kidney point, sits. So as you bend your knees, you can just feel the weight arrive on Hoyin. This is the start of the kidney channel. So the kidney channel runs to the outside of your ankle, the inside of your ankle, and it runs up the inside of your leg and it goes up into your kidneys, one on either side. But we're standing on this point, the bubbling wellspring of life. So don't worry about the actual kidney channel. Just imagine from the center of your foot here, all the way through the center of the foot to the center of your ankle and up the center of your legs. So again, we imagine this idea of the hollow legs, the space inside. We can just imagine the chi flowing up the center of our legs, coming to our perineum. So between the legs, there's a point that sits there between your genitals and your anus. It's an acupuncture point called Hoyin. We just gently lift up Hoyin. And as we lift up Hoyin, we connect up into the belly. So now we've got this channel running from the earth through the center, or through the ball of just behind the ball of the foot, along through the center of the foot, along through the center of the ankles, center of the legs, all the way up to Hoyin between the legs and up into the belly. So as we stand here, this magic, amazing chi flows up through to Hoyin and up into the belly, filling deep inside. Wherever your hands are, you can just let them hang down beside or hold a ball in front of you. But what we're trying to draw attention to is Laogung. So exactly in the same way as we've mapped this last point, if you just take your middle finger and gently curl it over into the center of your palm. You're pretty much holding Lao Gong, the tip of the middle finger, gently touching the center of your palm, and that shows you where Lao Gong is. So right in the center of the palm, well, not perhaps exactly right in the center, but this point Lao Gong, same idea. It opens out into the hand, it opens out through the wrist, down the center of the forearm, through the center of your elbow, up the center of your arm, all the way on top of your shoulders. So there's a point up there called Jianjing. Jianjing is called the shoulder well. If you can think about being in a shoulder with your kid, being in a shower with your kids, and sometimes they have that lovely dip on their shoulders that fills up with water. Perhaps you have it too. It's like a hollow on top of your shoulder. It's called your shoulder well. And the chi gathers there that flows up your arms. So imagine the chi flowing up your arms all the way up to the top of your shoulders. From there, it goes down, joins in the middle dantian. So that is behind your breastbone. And then it goes down into the belly, lower dantian. So with the hands, whatever position you choose, they can just be hanging by your sides, holding a ball in front of your belly, or holding a ball in front of your chest, whatever you choose. The center of the palm is open. Chi is gathering in through the arms, going all the way along, arms up to the shoulders to Jianjing, and then pouring down into the middle dantian, pouring down into lower dantian. So we feel that we're collecting chi through the legs, up into the belly, through the arms, down into the belly. And the final extraordinary channel that comes from Bai Hui on the crown of your head. So from the top of the head, there's this beautiful point Bai Hui that opens up into the blue sky. So they used to say about Confucius that he was such a wise man. He actually had a kind of like a bit like Jianjing, a kind of like a little dimple on top of his head where the chi used to gather. So you can imagine Jianjing. I think it's the fontanelle, or was the fontanelle. Jianjing, the shoulder well, sorry, I'm using the wrong name. Think of Bai Hui, on top of the head. 100 meeting point Bai Hui. Blue sky chi pouring down. It pours down into the center of your upper dantian, the center of your upper energy field. It goes down through your throat, deep into the middle dantian, and joins and pours down deep into lower dantian. So as we stand here, we have these incredible gathering systems, drawing chi up from the earth, drawing chi from all around us through our hands, drawing chi from the heavens down, all of it gathering deep in the belly. As it gathers deep in the belly, the lower dantian becomes abundant. As the lower dantian fills with chi, it fills the whole of the body. That idea we did before of scanning through every cell in the body, filled with chi, an abundance of energy deep inside every cell in your body, working well, all functions of your body, perfect working order, all of the healings that you've put in place, moving along now, moving from the energetic, working their way into the physical. Your body in perfect working order, everything healing well, all functions of your body returning to perfect working order. So let's just take a moment to gather chi into lower dantian one more time. So it doesn't really matter where your hands are. All you do is just gently sort of sweep them back past your hips, towards the back, swirl them out to the side, and then we're going to gather a beautiful, great big ball of chi and put it in lower dantian. It's like a vast ball of energy, and you can squeeze it with your hands and bring it deep inside your belly. Squeeze it so it stays compacted deep inside lower dantian. Should we do that one more time? Swing the hands backwards, out to the sides. Beautiful ball of chi forming in front of you. It's generally left hand for guys, right hand for ladies. But whatever seems to work for you today. So if you want to do it the other way around, fine. Let's gather this beautiful ball. Imagine you can compact it and squeeze it deep into the lower energy field. Hold all the chi there, deep in lower dantian. Lower dantian chi is abundant. Blood and chi flow well through your whole body. All functions of your body returning to perfect working order. All functions normal. Let's rub 3 circles gently round lower dantian. This just holds chi inside, draws any excess energy to store it deep inside. When we've done 3 circles, we go 3 circles in the opposite direction. Closing down, resetting ourselves for daily mode, bringing ourselves back into our bodies, to our lives, into our room, into our preparedness, really. As you stand here, imagine your weight chi layer. So there's a layer of chi around your body, about an inch or so, around your skin, back and front, above, below, all around the skin, around the whole body. It's a protective layer of chi. Keeps you safe. And then put your mind to your chi body. Imagine that. It's about a meter above, a meter in front, a meter behind. When you stretch out your arms, it'll be a meter beyond your fingertips, below your feet. This vast Michelin man suit of chi round you protects you, but it also connects you out into the outside world. So we have this beautiful chi body, and inside you, a being of light, every cell in your body working well, all functions of your body returning to perfect working order, all functions normal. Imagine that. Believe that. All functions of your body normal. Put a big smile on your face. Let your hands gently drift down by your sides. Wiggle the fingers, move the toes, shake out. Give anything a bit of a shake that needs a bit of a shake. And then we finish off by saying how la. So how la means good already. So if you'd like to unmute yourselves, we'll all say how la together. So it sounds like la, L-A, but it's actually written L-E if you ever see it. How la, but we say how la. Okay, so hands up in the air. I'll count to 2. We shout how la. 1, 2. How la. 1, 2. How. Last time. 1, 2. Lovely. Thank you very much, everyone. Good to see you guys here today.
Thank you,
That's
Jeremy.
a pleasure. Class will go online very soon. You can share it with other people. Good to see you. Have a lovely day.
You too.
Bye.
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 Everyone.
Bye.
Bye.